So you're getting dizzy whilst you're blowing the flute. You need to know that this is very, very common, particularly if you're a beginner player. And I'm just going to help you with a few things to understand why that might be happening and how you might be able to sort it. Okay, so if you're brand new to the flute, your lips are just getting used to what's required of them to blow and target the air. So this will definitely get better over time because your body will naturally, your lips will find the way to hone the direction of the air, and it'll get much better at its target practice as all these little muscles around here strengthen. So some of this will just get better. But it's helpful if you can understand why it's happening. The first reason that it might be is because your embouchure is too large. So the actual aperture is letting too much air escape, therefore it's not hitting the flute in exactly the right place. And you need to keep taking lots of breaths. You feel like you're constantly out of air, therefore you're constantly breathing in. The dizziness starts to happen. You need to stop. It's very common. The second reason you might be getting dizzy is if you are not hitting the air in the right place or directing it to that outer edge of the lip plate. You could be just slightly too high or too low or off center for it. And so you need to do some good target practice to make sure you're experimenting with how flexible your embouchure is and finding that optimum place for you to aim the air. Some people have a slightly offset embouchure because of their setup of their teeth or whatever. A good teacher will be able to direct you with this, or have a look at some videos about setting up an offset embouchure. But making sure that it works for you and you have got the optimum direction of the ear. So not too large and hitting the right place. Another reason you might be feeling dizzy is because you're taking too many breaths in the music. If you find that you're only playing a few notes and then taking sups of air, eventually you have too much air inside and you're likely to feel dizzy. So if you find yourself playing we need to look at some strategies to make your lines a little bit longer for you to save the air and conserve your air inside. All right, let's look at the solutions. So if your embouchure is too large, you need to be building the strength around here so that you can narrow it down to create just the right aperture. So lots of continuous playing for a start will start to work on this, or you could actually just think about narrowing it down without gripping or creating tension here, just making the aperture smaller on each side, providing you've got the right shape there. Number two, if you are not directing the air correctly, you should do some flexibility exercises and some note bending. And you should be able to find exactly the right place to blow. Again, the Numo Pro, I cannot recommend this enough to get really good target practice. You can have a look at my video on that. Solution to the third problem, that you're taking too many breaths. Don't blow so hard for a start. Experiment with slowing the airspeed down. And also having a look at how you're taking the breath in and then engaging your muscles as you blow the air out, so that you're saving the air and not deflating, in which case you'll feel like you have got to just keep topping up as well. So the main thing is, don't worry about it too much. There are solutions. Having taught for a long time, I haven't yet come across a pupil or a student who hasn't been able to overcome this reasonably quickly. So with some concentrated practice, you'll be fine.